I've had a lot of people ask me how I make my homemade cookie cutters. It's super duper easy, and instead of just telling you how to do it, I'm just going to show you because it's insanely easy. So I went to Lowe's and bought a big roll of aluminum flashing for like $15. And then I have some food grade super glue. It's the Loctite. It's the dishwasher safe one, and it's totally food proof. Obviously measuring tape, a clippy to keep it together, a level, some scissors, some pliers to bend the cutters, a pencil to mark. And then what I did was, so for example, I don't have a mason jar cookie cutter. I am not going to go and spend $6 on a mason jar cookie cutter. So I printed out which cookie cutters I need. This one for an order. This is my logo that I bought and I'm using. Milwaukee something for my brother. And then the Friends frame, because who doesn't love Friends? So I'm just going to show you how to do the mason jar. First I take my measuring stick and I do 18 inches. You can take your paper and cut a string and wrap it around to see exactly how long you need your thing cut. But I have cut out a ton of cookie cutters, and 18 inches is pretty much more than enough of what you need. So I just take my pencil and mark it at 18 in 2 spots. So I know I make sure it's straight. Then put that down. Then I take the level, line it up with my lines, and I guess I could do it on this side. It's probably easier for you to see. And then just draw a line. Then take your handy dandy scissors. Any kitchen scissors will work. I was using like metal grade scissors, but they started leaving dents in my cutters, and I don't like that. So I just started using these fancy schmancy kitchen scissors that were like $7. And then you just cut straight across at your 18 inches and boom, you have a big sheet. How do we turn this into smaller sheets? Well, what I do is I measure one end. So I don't want a thick cookie cutter because they're hard to like bend. It seems like the thicker the aluminum is, the harder it's to bend. So I do about 1/2 1/4 inch. It's like 1/2 inch plus 1/4. To where it looks kind of, I hope you can see the line that I made right here. So it's about the width of a fingernail. And then again, take my handy dandy thing and line up the lines again and draw your line. And then take your scissors and cut along that line. Super fast, super easy. And I was worried about the edges cutting me, but really, they don't. It's like nothing. So you have, once you get that cut out, you have a handy dandy strip. To mold it, I'm gonna get closer so you can see. If I can scoot over there. Take everything with you. Okay, to bend it, you are going to start at an end that is straight or flat. So I'm going to start on the side of my mason jar, and I'm going to curve it with my fingers because I don't want a straight line, so I'm not going to use the pliers on the bottom of a jar. Then you just keep following and then curve it at the other end, and I curved it too much. So it makes a little, I'm going to put it on my leg so you can see. And when you bend it, it's going to do that. Don't worry about it. You can fix it later when you glue everything together. But we'll start going up the other side. And this is where I'm going to use my pliers because it's a hard bend. So I'm going to bend it into the top curve. I got to fix it a little with my fingers. It takes a little bit. Yes, you cut your hands. I've got a big cut on my finger from where it just popped back out at me when I wasn't paying attention. It's a lot of tedious work. I use these giant pliers that I stole from my grandpa. But if you're gonna do a straight bend, you just use pliers, and it makes like a straight 90-degree angle bend, kind of. And then you just keep working and working and working and working and working around it. And it's not perfect. It's not gonna be perfect. I mean, you're bending stuff by hand, so it's never going to be perfect. But it is good enough to where when people see your cookies, they're like, oh, I know what that is, or I know what that shape is. But I did a fish earlier today. Whoops, I made that one too big. So I need to unbend it and then bend it in another spot. And that's pretty easy to do. Pliers again. But I made a fish this morning, and it's so cute. It looks just like a fish. But I don't have a fish cookie cutter. And, well, I don't have that. I have a fish cookie cutter, but not one that looks just like it. And sometimes you find things on Pinterest or something, and you're just like, I need that cookie cutter. And then you fall in love with it. But, so I've bent it now, and it kind of looks like this. You just keep bending until you get that shape. It takes a while. My first cookie cutter that I ever made took me 20 minutes to make. Now I can whip them out pretty fast. But it's not a perfect mason jar. I mean, they're not going to be perfect. But it's good enough. See how it's squished? It's random. It does not look like a mason jar. So I need to figure out exactly what I did. So I'm gonna bend the top a little bit to try and make it go. Okay, now this is too long, so I'm gonna get it about where I want it. Get my handy dandy scissors and snip off that end. And like I said, regular scissors work. I used sewing scissors for a while, but it started messing up because of the metal, or aluminum, not metal. But you just literally just keep bending. And if you bend something wrong, rebend it. But I think I've got it pretty well bent. Ta-da! And you can hold it up to your fancy, before you glue it, you can hold it up and see that it's pretty well that shape. So to glue it, I fold back a little bit. I know it's hard to see, but I fold back a little bit, undo my food safe glue. Just put a few drops in there. It does not take anything. I always glue my fingers to myself, and I did it again. And then I take this little clip and clip it closed. And there you go. You have your own cookie cutter.